Number 1, from the St. Olaves and Newstead Homework 13 walkthrough. So for question 1, it asks, what can be inferred about the narrator's attitude toward the chili cook-off? And the answer options are A, that the narrator is confident that her chili recipe will win, B, that the narrator is not very enthusiastic about participating in the cook-off, C, that the narrator is disappointed but determined to try again in the next competition, or D, that the narrator is excited and eagerly looking forward to the pie bake-off next year. The correct answer here is C. The narrator was disappointed when her chili did not win, but she also expressed a desire to try again in the future, so we can see that shows a determination to compete again. Now let's move on to question 2, which is, why did the vegetarian cousin express gratitude during the chili cook-off? And the options we have are A, the vegetarian cousin was happy to see a variety of chili recipes without meat, B, the vegetarian cousin was surprised by the presence of tofu in one of the chili recipes, C, the vegetarian cousin was relieved to find a chili recipe that she could enjoy without meat, or D, the vegetarian cousin was grateful that the narrator included her in her chili recipe. The correct answer is C. The vegetarian cousin was pleased that there was a chili recipe she could eat as it contained no meat, making it suitable for her dietary preferences. Next, we have question 3. What can be inferred about the family's approach to competitions based on the passage? The answer options are A, the family values healthy and nutritious recipes over taste and flavor, B, the family takes competitions seriously and enjoys participating in them, C, the family prefers simple and traditional recipes over creative and exotic ones, or D, the family does not care much about winning and focuses on having fun together. The correct answer is B. The passage describes the family as competitive and focused on winning, showing that they take their cook-offs and competitions seriously. Okay, question number 4 is, based on the passage, what might be the reason for the family's decision to have a pie bake-off next year? And the choices here are A, the family wants to continue the tradition of competitive events during reunions. B, the family members are not fans of chili and prefer dessert competitions. C, the family believes that a pie bake-off will be less competitive and more enjoyable. Or D, the family wants to explore a different type of cooking challenge for the reunion. The correct answer is A. The passage states that the family has decided to continue with a competitive event next year, keeping up the tradition of cook-offs and bake-offs. Moving on to question 5. Which statement is not supported by the passage? The answers are A, the narrator's chili recipe did not contain meat. B, the winning chili recipe contained colorful beans. C, the family reunion took place at Picnic Point. Or D, the chili cook-off was organized by the narrator's grandmother. The correct answer is B. The winning chili recipe contained beef and beans, not colorful beans, which were found in the white chili recipe. Now let's look at question 6. Based on the passage, what inference can be made about the family's taste preferences for chili? The choices are A, the family prefers chili recipes with a variety of ingredients, including beans and vegetables. B, the family tends to lean towards traditional chili recipes without any extra ingredients. C, the family is open to trying different chili recipes, including ones with unconventional ingredients. Or D, the family is more likely to vote for chili recipes that use beef as the main protein source. The correct answer here is D. The passage indicates that the winning chili recipe contained beef and beans, suggesting that the family prefers traditional beef-based chili. All right, question number 7. What can be inferred about the narrator's response to her chili not winning the cook-off? The answer options are A, the narrator was bitter and resentful about losing the competition. B, the narrator was proud of her participation and enjoyed trying other chili recipes. C, the narrator was upset and decided not to participate in future cook-offs. Or D, the narrator was indifferent and did not care about the results of the competition. The correct answer is B. The narrator expressed disappointment, but was also proud of participating and looked forward to future competitions. Question 8 asks, what can be inferred about the family's overall experience during the chili cook-off? And the answers we have to choose from are A, the family members had a stressful and competitive time during the cook-off. B, the family enjoyed a diverse array of chili recipes and had a pleasant time together. C, the family tends to lean towards traditional chili recipes without any extra ingredients. Or D, the family found the chili cook-off to be overwhelming and lacking excitement. The correct answer is B. The passage describes the family enjoying various chili recipes and having a good time together. Okay, we're almost done. Let's look at question 9. The family's decision to have a cutthroat chili cook-off and later a pie bake-off reflects their. And the answer choices are A, emphasis on health-conscious and nutritious meals, B, love for competitive and challenging cooking events, C, desire to showcase traditional family recipes, or D, focus on simple and easy-to-prepare dishes? The correct answer is B. The passage emphasizes how the family enjoys competitions and looks forward to challenging events. And finally, question 10. What can be inferred about the role of the narrator's grandmother in the family reunion? The answers are A, the grandmother is the main organizer and decision-maker for family events. B, the grandmother is a professional chef known for her chili and pie recipes. C, the grandmother is a matriarchal figure who oversees the family's competitive events. Or D, the grandmother prefers traditional chili recipes and influences the family's taste preferences. The correct answer is C. The passage describes the grandmother as the leader of the event, overseeing the tasting and decision-making process. Remember to take your time to understand each step. Question 11. Change 120 minutes to hours. So, to change minutes into hours, we need to divide the total number of minutes by 60, because there are 60 minutes in every hour. So if we take our 120 minutes and divide it by 60, 120 divided by 60 equals 2 hours. So the final answer is 2 hours. Question 12. Change 4 hours to minutes. Now this time we are doing the opposite. We need to convert hours into minutes, so we are going to multiply. We multiply the total number of hours by 60, because as we said before, each hour has 60 minutes. So 4 hours times 60 minutes equals 240 minutes. The final answer here is 240 minutes. Question 13. Work out the difference in minutes between 55 minutes and 1 3/4 hours. This one is a little more complex. First, we need to change 1 3/4 hours into minutes. We know that 1 hour is 60 minutes. 3/4 of an hour is 3/4 times 60, which equals 45 minutes. Add those together, 60 minutes plus 45 minutes is 105 minutes. Now, we need to find the difference between 105 minutes and 55 minutes. 105 minus 55 equals 50 minutes. So the final answer is 50 minutes. Question 14. Work out the difference in minutes between 2 hours, 25 minutes, and 1.5 hours. Like the last question, we need to convert the hours and minutes to just minutes. So 2 hours and 25 minutes is the same as 2 times 60, which is 120 minutes, plus the extra 25 minutes to equal 145 minutes. Now we need to convert 1.5 hours, which is 1 times 60, which is 60 minutes, plus half an hour, which is 30 minutes. That equals 90 minutes. Now, subtract 90 from 145, which equals 55 minutes. So our final answer here is 55 minutes. Question 15. Haley left her home at 10:40 a.m. She walked to the shop, stayed at the shop, then walked to her friend's house. What time did she arrive? Let's take this step by step. First, we know she walked to the shop, and that took 14 minutes. 10:40 a.m. plus 14 minutes is 10:54 a.m. Then, she spent 10 minutes at the shop. 10:54 a.m. plus 10 minutes equals 11:04 a.m. Finally, she walked to her friend's house, and that took 22 minutes. 11:04 a.m. plus 22 minutes is 11:26 a.m. So the final answer is 11:26 a.m. Question 16. A film starts at 7:45 p.m. and lasts 98 minutes. What time does the film finish? Okay, the film lasts 98 minutes, which is more than an hour. So we can first add 60 minutes to 7:45 p.m., which takes us to 8:45 p.m. We have 38 minutes left of the 98 minutes, and if we add 38 minutes to 8:45 p.m., it takes us to 9:23 p.m. The final answer is 9:23 p.m. Question 17. Natalie drives from London to Sheffield, leaving at 9:15 a.m. She drives for 2.25 hours, takes a 20-minute break, then drives for another 85 minutes. What time does she arrive? So first, she drives for 2.25 hours, which is 2 hours and 15 minutes. If we add 2 hours and 15 minutes to 9:15 a.m., that takes us to 11:30 a.m. Then she takes a 20-minute break, so if we add that to 11:30 a.m., it becomes 11:50 a.m. Finally, she drives for another 85 minutes, which is 1 hour and 25 minutes. Add that to 11:50 a.m. and she arrives at 1:15 p.m. The final answer is 1:15 p.m. Question 18. A train leaves London St. Pancras at 6:18 and arrives in Paris at 9:47. How many minutes does the journey take? To find this, we need to find the difference in time between the two times. First, let's look at the hours. From 6:18 to 9:18 is 3 hours exactly, and we know that 3 hours is 180 minutes. Then we need to add the remaining minutes from 9:18 to 9:47, which is 29 minutes. Adding 180 and 29 gives us a total of 209 minutes. So the final answer is 209 minutes. Question 19. What is the difference in minutes between the time it takes for the 5:40 train and the 6:18 train from London St. Pancras to reach Paris? So we know the 6:18 train takes 209 minutes from the previous question. We need to find out how long the 5:40 train takes. The 5:40 train takes 3 hours and 37 minutes, which is 217 minutes. So, to find the difference, we need to subtract 209 minutes from 217, which is 8 minutes. The final answer is 8 minutes. Question 20. Georgie lives in Ashford and needs to be in Paris by 10:30 a.m. What is the latest train she can take from Ashford? For this question, we need to look at the timetable. The latest train that will get her to Paris before 10:30 a.m. is the 6:55 a.m. train. So the final answer is 6:55 a.m. Question number 21. Question 21. Which of the following words has a similar meaning to arrest? We have 5 options. A, apprehend, B, appreciate, C, chase, D, enforce, and E, sleep. The correct answer is A, apprehend. Apprehend means to capture or seize someone, which is very closely related to the meaning of arrest, when someone is taken into custody. Question 22. Here's a bit of a tricky one. 5 planes leave the airport at the same time. Plane B arrives before A and D, but after C. Plane E arrives before D, but after A. So which plane is the last to arrive? Our options are plane A, B, plane B, C, plane C, D, plane D, and E, plane E. The correct answer is D, plane D. If you map out the sequence, you will see that plane D arrives last. Question 23. Now, we need to find the word that is the opposite of commotion. Our choices are A, bustle, B, serene, C, movement, D, locomotion, and E, miniature. The answer is B, serene. Serene means calm and peaceful, which is the complete opposite of commotion, which means a noisy disturbance or chaos. Question 24. This one is about finding the odd one out. We have a box with the words clothes, garb, and outfit. All of these words are related to clothing. Which option does not he belong? A, apparel, B, jumper, C, attire, D, clothing, or E, uniform. The correct answer is B, jumper. A jumper is a specific type of clothing, like a sweater, while the other words are general terms for types of clothing. Question 25. Let's take a little trip back to the early Roman times. What word did they use for today? Was it A, Juna, B, rum, C, bala, D, toho, or E, hypt? The correct answer is E, hypt. In early Roman language, they used hypt in place of our word today. Question 26. Here, we're looking for a word that doesn't fit. 4 of these words are related. Our options are A, needle, B, thread, C, wool, D, knit, and E, thimble. The word that doesn't belong is D, knit. Knit is an action. It's what you do with the other items, which are all materials used for sewing or knitting. Question 27. Okay, another odd one out. This time with weather words. We have A, cold, B, humid, C, mild, D, frosty, and E, sleet. The correct answer is E, sleet. Sleet is a form of precipitation, like rain or snow, while the others describe the temperature or general weather conditions. Question 28. Now we have a box with these words: impersonal, unfriendly, unapproachable, and cold. Which of these options does not fit with the words in the box? A, affable, B, aloof, C, unfeeling, D, detached, or E, distant. The correct answer is A, affable. Affable means friendly and warm, which is the opposite of the other words that suggest someone is distant or not friendly. Question 29. We're going to find the missing word in this analogy. Novice is to experienced as apprentice is to what? Is it A, many vices, B, senior citizen, C, oldie, D, exotic, or E, veteran? The correct answer is E, veteran. A novice is someone with no experience, just as an apprentice is someone still learning, and a veteran is someone with lots of experience. Question 30, our last question for now. Which word has the most similar meaning to reputable? The options are A, established, B, build, C, create, D, antique, and E, fresh. The best answer is A, established. Established means well-known and respected, which is very close to the meaning of reputable.
So now I'm going to be going through the answers to the MVR section of the homework. So for the first question, we've got the dominoes. And for these, I just like to write the number of black dots in each square to try and visualize and kind of work out the pattern. So here we've got 3, 1, 3, 3, 3, 5, 0, 0, 2, 0, 4, 0. So as you can see, there's no pattern going along, so it must be something else. So what I can see is that when you go diagonal like this, it increases by 1. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here, there's going to be 6. So that's why the answer is D, as it's the only one with 6 at the bottom. Going in diagonal the other way, there's also a pattern. It goes 3, 0, 3, 0, 3, 0. So in this one, there's going to be 3, which matches D. So next question, which figure completes the grid? So it's going to be in this gap here. I'll just draw the squares in. So as you can see at the top part of the grid, the black squares are going diagonal like that, and in the bottom half of the grid there's no black squares from the squares that we've already got. So we could assume there's going to be no black squares in the bottom half of the grid, which is where the missing section is. So we can rule out A and C. Next, we've got to decide what the pattern for the white inside squares will be. So it's between B and D. So for D, we've got 2 white squares, which would be here and here. So that's following the same diagonal pattern. But that would mean there's a white square in this box, but there isn't. So that must mean the answer is B, with a white square here, which does make sense as it's going white square, no white square, white square, no white square. So the answer is B. Next question, same type of question again. Which figure completes the grid? As you can see, the white squares are in this diagonal line, so we can assume there's going to be a white square here. Looking at the answer options, C is the only one that has that, so C must be the answer. Next question, which figure is the odd one out? So we've just got to look at it for a while and see if you notice anything. So the pattern in this is that in all of them apart from C, the black thing, the 2 black rhombuses are on the left side and the circle is on the right. Whereas here, the 2 rhombuses are on the right side, so C is the odd one out. Next question is the same sort of question with the same shapes, but it must be a different pattern. So here, looking at it, D is the odd one out because it's going in this order: black, white, black, white, black, white. Whereas in all of the rest of them, it's not following that order. As you can see here, it's going black, white, white, black, white, 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 black, white, white, black, white, and in the rest of them it's similar. They're not in any strict order of black, white, black, white, or any particular pattern. It's just randomly coloured. Whereas D is in a set order. It goes black, white, black, white. So D is the odd one out. Which figure comes next in the series? So it's going circling. It's going from this shape is every other one, and then that is every other one. So here we're going to have the green one, so we can rule out A, D and E, so they're swapping each time. Then we've got to determine between B and C, and the difference between B and C is the way they're tilted. So as you can see, each time the lines coming out of the circle are tilting more and becoming more slanted each time. So in the answer option, I'm going to assume it's going to be going more this way like that. So the answer is B, as it's like that. It's not C, because as you can see, C is like a straight cross, similar to this box, and we've not gotten back to this pattern yet, as it's still slanting more to the left each time still. So it's B. Next question is going black, grey, white, black, grey. So here it's going to be white, so we can rule out those three options. Now the direction of the arrow. So I'm just gonna look at the big arrow. So the big arrow is flipping direction each time. So in this box it's going to be facing that way, so the answer is D. Next question, we've got some black dots. So here we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So here there's going to be 2 black dots. So the answer is E. 2 black dots. Next question. Which comes next in the series? So here the rhombus, so it stays in the same position for 3 of the squares, and then it rotates a bit, as you can see. So these 3 are all in the same orientation, and then it changes. So because we've got 2 here, we know this one is still going to be the same as these 2. It's going to be like that there. So we can rule out some of the options. So C doesn't look like that, and E doesn't look like that. Then let's look at some of the others. So this one is the first time it's become in this position, as in these 3 boxes it's in this position. So we know in the answer box it's going to be the same as this one, like that. So yeah, so we can rule out D here as well. Now just for the top rhombus shape. So here, as you can see, these 3 are the same, so it's going to have tilted. And the way that each time it changed, it was tilting in a clockwise way, kind of. So it's going to end up looking like that. So the answer is A. As you can see I'll just show you what I mean by in a clockwise way. So that point there has now become here. So that's kind of gone in a clockwise, tilted clockwise. So this point is now that point. That's why it's A, not B. Next question. Here, the semicircle is rotating anti-clockwise each time. So from this one, so it's going to end up looking like this. And also, the circles are going from being close together, far apart, close, far, close. So here they're going to be far apart. So the answer is C. We've got the semicircle like this, and the circles are far apart. Not E, as they're close together, not far apart here. That's it.